Have you ever noticed that the smartest people in the room are often the quietest? While everyone else competes for attention, they sit back and observe. While others fear being alone, they seek it. Society tells us that success comes from networking, popularity, and always being surrounded by people. But history tells a very different story. Many of the greatest minds, philosophers, inventors, writers, and leaders spent long periods in solitude. Not because they hated people, but because they understood something most of us ignore. Growth begins where distractions end. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention. Every notification, every message, every opinion competes for space in our minds. Most people never experience true silence. They are always connected to everyone except themselves. Intelligent people understand that the mind needs room to breathe. Solitude allows them to think without interruption. It gives them the freedom to question their beliefs, reflect on their mistakes, and imagine a better future. This is why they don't fear being alone. They fear wasting their lives chasing noise. One of the biggest differences between intelligent people and everyone else is that they don't confuse loneliness with solitude. Loneliness is feeling empty because someone else is missing. Solitude is feeling complete because you've discovered yourself. The average person spends their entire life seeking approval. They worry about what people think, what people say, and whether they fit in. Their happiness depends on external validation. But intelligent people slowly free themselves from that prison. They realize that no amount of praise can replace self-respect. The moment you stop living for other people's opinions is the moment your life truly begins. Another reason intelligent people spend more time alone is because they protect their energy. Every conversation leaves an impression. Every relationship shapes your thinking. Some people inspire you. Others drain you. Intelligent people understand that not everyone deserves unlimited access to their lives. They choose their circle carefully because they know that your environment eventually becomes your identity. If you surround yourself with negativity, your thinking becomes negative. If you surround yourself with people who constantly complain, you'll eventually begin to complain too. But when you spend time alone, you regain control over your own thoughts. You begin to hear your own voice instead of the voices of everyone around you. Perhaps this is why solitude has always been connected to creativity. Without silence, there is no deep thinking. Without deep thinking, there are no original ideas. The world's greatest books, inventions, and discoveries were rarely created in crowded rooms. They were born in quiet moments when someone had the courage to sit alone with their thoughts. Intelligent people also understand something uncomfortable. Most conversations are shallow. People spend hours talking about celebrities, gossip, and the lives of others while neglecting their own. That's why intelligent people often prefer meaningful conversations over endless small talk. They would rather discuss ideas than people. They would rather ask questions than seek attention. They would rather learn than impress. This doesn't mean they're better than anyone else. It simply means they've learned that time is too valuable to waste. Every hour spent chasing approval is an hour not spent building yourself. Every minute spent comparing yourself to others is a minute stolen from your own growth. But perhaps the greatest lesson solitude teaches is emotional independence. When you become comfortable being alone, you stop settling for relationships that don't respect you. You stop begging for attention. You stop fearing rejection. Because you've realized something powerful. Being alone is far better than being surrounded by people who make you feel alone. Real strength isn't measured by how many people know your name. It's measured by how peacefully you can sit with yourself when no one else is around. So if you've ever been called quiet, if you've ever been told you spend too much time alone, don't see it as a weakness. See it as an opportunity. Use that time to learn, to read, to build, to reflect, to become the person you've always wanted to be. Because the people who change the world aren't always the loudest voices in the crowd. Sometimes, they are simply the ones who learn to listen to themselves. If you found this message meaningful, subscribe to Deep Within for more videos on psychology, philosophy, and self-mastery. And remember, the greatest relationship you'll ever build is the one you have with your own mind.